I want to jump right into this claim that it's a practical impossibility to find someone to underwrite a bond that big. What does that tell you about how wealthy Donald Trump is or is not?
Well, look, we are talking about a $500 million bond. He is in the real estate industry. Much of his assets are leveraged. Real estate is not what, as some of your other guests have already pointed out, it's not where they want to go. They don't want to go with that because, let's not forget, if he sells the assets, there's also a tax consequence that will be due. He has long-term capital gains. And because it's New York, you also have city and state tax. So you're looking at effectively a 40% taxable rate. Not only does he have that, he also has, on top of that, mortgages attached. So taxes, state taxes and federal taxes come first, then followed by the mortgage. Then whatever's left over would ultimately go to pay off the judgment or to repay the bond. That's why nobody wants it. And he's right. It's effectively impossible. Now, what does it turn around and tell you? It tells you that he's not nearly as rich as he sold himself to the American people. That he, even at the trial, at the New York Attorney General trial, he told Judge Engoron that he was worth and had at least $400 million in cash. Well, if that's true, post the $400 million and get the balance. And if it's not true, well, who knows? Maybe it could be a perjury charge.
So let's pick up on that point, because one of the things that Trump's lawyers said today in the filing is that they went to nearly 30 surety bond providers, and every one of them was unwilling, to your point, to accept the real estate as collateral. So if that's the case, then where does he get $454 million plus and counting to pay for this? That liquidation process seems like it's going to take forever. I mean, you just can't sell a building in 24 hours, pay all the taxes and things like that. So he's still up against a wall, right?
Well, absolutely. And you have bigger problems than that. As Americans, we should be very concerned about where that money is coming from. First and foremost, if it's coming from a company like Chubb or Federated, yes, we know that company, it's an American company, and so on. But what if, hypothetically, the money is coming from Saudi Arabia, from Qatar? What if, by chance, it's coming through a backdoor channel of Russia? That now leaves a potential presidential candidate. Hear me on this, Mike. It leaves a presidential candidate basically owing a foreign entity, all at the expense of America's national security. This is no joke. This places our national security in jeopardy and continues to make Donald Trump the single most dangerous the most dangerous thing in America to our national security and democracy.
So on that point, then, because you know the man as you do, you know how he operates. This real estate portfolio is just one of a lot of big pieces for him that are now subject to garnishment, if you will. What does this mean? What do you think is going through his mind right now, to your very point, that could potentially make him dangerous? Is he going to be out there looking at how he can backdoor some cash or a relationship, using a relationship period, which is why the documents case was so gnarly and important? What was happening with some of those documents and things like that? What does that landscape now for him look like, and how do you think his mind is processing all of this?
He doesn't care where the money comes from as long as he gets it. I mean, even if that places our national security in risk. He's already shown documents to individuals over at Mar-a-Lago who did not have clearance to view them. I will tell you that making Trump president was the absolute worst idea that I ever had, bar none. Right now, our national security is potentially at risk, not just because of the documents that we know that he had, but more importantly, because of the positioning that he is in right now as one of the leaders of one of our two political parties in this country.
You raise a number of interesting points with respect to how the national security piece fits into this, how the domestic piece fits in this, the cost in these cases. You're going to be also possibly speaking before Congress on this matter. How are you assessing that, and what that potentially may mean to either help Donald Trump using that time on the Hill in a way against those who are against Tish James and those who are coming after him in this New York case? How are you assessing your role in some of this?
Well, look, I didn't ask to be a part of this. I was subpoenaed by 7 different congressional committees. I have provided the testimony. The testimony then led to more testimony. I didn't testify before the New York Attorney General because I wanted to. I was subpoenaed for that. I will also be testifying now at the New York District, at the Manhattan District Attorney with the Alvin Bragg hush money case because I am subpoenaed. If I'm subpoenaed, I will do what I need to do. I will continue to provide the truthful information, and if that ultimately holds Donald Trump accountable for his dirty deeds, so be it.
All right. So to that point, 1 week from today should have been the start of the Manhattan DA case, Alvin Bragg's case against Trump. That case, too, has also now been postponed by probably a month, hopefully not more, but we'll see. We know you can't speak about that case since you're expected to take the stand, as you noted. But are you confident that, like Tish James and the civil fraud case, that Donald Trump will be held accountable in that case as well?
Well, let me say that in 2018, when I sat before the House Oversight Committee with the late, great Congressman Elijah Cummings, God rest his soul, all I can say is I said that Donald Trump is a cheat, he's a con man and a fraud, and that he will ultimately be held accountable for his actions. I do believe that Donald Trump so far has been held accountable for all of these matters that have now made it their way to a judge and to a courtroom. And I believe that the same thing will take place with the Manhattan District Attorney's case. All of these cases are predicated on documentary evidence, not on individuals. So it makes no difference that their intent is to try to denigrate me and to attack my credibility. The one thing that they cannot attack are the documents and the documentary evidence that will be presented.
If it makes you feel any better, I have already put EVAC on alert. He's ready to go if it comes to that. General, I assure you.
Hey, General, let me into the war room to see you, so I had to hack my way onto this frequency.
This better be critical, Wheelie.
Sir, come on, when is it not, please? Okay, couple of things. I'm running low on the dough. I was thinking about taking a couple of months sick leave, maybe starting today. And, oh yeah. I intercepted a transmission from Megatron.
Then send it through.
Yes, sir, right away, sir. And so I was so damn good on the other stuff.
This is your last warning, insects. Relinquish what remains of the Allspark.
So who's the insect? You? What? Who's the insect?
Protect you. They were defeated on our world, and we will defeat them here.
This was just a diversion.
Security, please bring up. Rabbit, she's already inside. Deeds! Give me an update on that reserve. Boss readiness. What was his name? What was it?
Evac, sir.
Right, evac.
She's right in front.
We are facing a heavy, sustained attack. They appear to be after the Allspark aircraft.
General, watch out! General! We need to evac immediately, General. Evac everything. Hold on. National security advisory. Stay down. Check it out. The mission is outrageous. The amateurs for suicide mission.